Hello. I did not plan this, but I wanted to share something here that's been resting on me for like a very long time. Not gonna tell you how long, but a very long time. And then the other day I went on Instagram and I saw this post on somebody's profile where it was saying imposter syndrome stops more people from owning their greatness than any lack of resources ever will. The answer isn't in the next training, certification, or mentor. It's in you. Stop waiting for permission to be great. And below it had like Megan Clore. I think that's the person that wrote that quote. And then I went in and I was like, what? Because trust me, I've been struggling with imposter syndrome for like all my life, basically. So I went in on Google and I was like, what is imposter syndrome? Because probably what I'm thinking it's not really that. So therefore I went up there and I got this. And and I have two answers in one, basically. So it's a phenomenon or condition where people feel incompetent or underserving of their achievement despite evidence to the contrary, right? And the other one say they're anxious and not experiencing success internally despite being high performing in external objective ways. This often results in people feeling like a fraud or a phony and doubting their abilities. Listen. When I saw that post, I immediately sent a message to the person. I was like, let go my shots, let go off my shirt. Because this post had me in a literal chokehold, basically. Because it's been so many times that I've spoken to people where I wanted to create a platform where we can just have conversations, like regular, everyday conversations about things that are happening, like things will happen in our life, and how did we overcome it, or learning from other people's experiences, and and it's just basically just having a conversation about almost everything and almost anything. And when I say almost, it's because I try not to dive down into politics or get down into too much religious talking with people, because it always leaves the environment feeling tense and it brings up a lot of negativity. So eventually I guess we'll talk about it in on the platform and so forth, but for now, like, the most important thing for me is like mental health, parenting, self-awareness, growth, and books that you have been reading, resources that you have found helpful, it just all of those things. And like stuff like this with the imposter syndrome, I went ahead and after reading what is imposter syndrome, I started like going down a rabbit hole and stuff, and I wanted to find out if there was different types of imposter syndrome. And yes, I did find that, and I ended up finding what mine was, and I was like, oh damn, that's wild. And I started doing that because, again, that whole thing had me in a chokehold. And I'm just so tired of this feeling inside me of feeling like, oh, I'm not qualified to talk about certain things, or I'm not rich enough to talk about certain things, or I don't have my life together to be speaking on certain things, and that is what the imposter syndrome is. It's like it chips away at your self-confidence. It chips away at your objectivity, because you feel like you have to be this perfect person, or you have to have certain accomplishments, or you have to have certain achievements and so forth in order to be able to, just have a conversation with people, or just accepting that you can be in certain spaces, or you can be around certain people without having everything that they have. You're not a fake, you're not a phony in wanting to just speak and learn about things that you have no idea about. You're not a fake and a phony for not having certain qualifications, but you still have the experience of certain things, you still have the knowledge of certain things, and you're not a fake for not having the qualification to go with the experience and the knowledge that you have. And I think a lot of us, me included, I get stuck in wanting everything to line up, or I want everything to look a certain way in the eyes of people. So, and if it's not like that, then I don't want to put myself out there. I don't want to do this. I don't want to say this, because people are gonna find a way to discredit me or make me feel uncomfortable. And and it's like we're giving people so much power over us, and that shouldn't be the case. We should not even be chipping away at ourselves like that either, of thinking that, because it's not so perfect for me, everybody is going to see it as not being perfect, because I didn't come from I didn't grow up in a big house. And when you look at it, we are our own worst enemies. Because the things that we think that people are going to chip away at us at, or come to us with, and just be mean about, people are business sometimes. And it's so true. People don't care sometimes. We are our own problem. We are our own critics, and we find ways to live up in our head and destroy our own self-confidence, destroy with self-esteem and all of that. We find ways to destroy ourselves, and not people, because we have to get to a place of, I know I never grew up in a big house, but that no means say me can't tell people, I have resources that can help you mentally, or I have resources that can help you to grow your business, and I have resources where I can tell you where to get this training for free, and how to basically be a better person. But then me sit down and I think, the Lord gosh, watch me, I gotta tell people about how to get business off a ground and how to write up this and write up that, and all them kind of sitting there and me there struggle with my business. Why would anybody listen to me? Why? Or how am I going to tell people like, oh, I have resources where you can implement these and put some and save more money and stuff like that. But at the same time, I'm like, I tell people if you save more money and sitting and me just take almost $1,000, go buy boot and seafood and all them kind of sitting there, and me could have save it. So you are going to feel like a fake, because certain things that you would want to share with people, you are not really implementing it in your life. You are not really using the resources that you are wanting to provide to people. So you are going to feel like a fake. But at the end of the day, I strongly believe that the ways in which we can help people, the things that we can share with other people and so forth, it's not necessarily for us. I feel like when we start to put ourselves out there more with the knowledge, the experiences, and whatever you have to offer to people, once you start to put that out there, I feel like it's the feedback that you are going to get, the questions that are going to be asked of you, and then you are going to have to go and find the answers. Somewhere in all of that, that's what's going to help you in order to, move forward in your life. I feel like if we just put ourselves out there to help other people, then we will stop feeling like such phonies or such frauds, because now we have to build ourselves up, or do better in our lives in order to continue to help people, if that makes sense. So just putting ourselves out there and helping people in whatever way that we can, sharing whatever we can with people, having conversations with people, getting the feedback and so forth. I feel like eventually that will help you to do better in your life. So today, this is me. I have my platform that I've had out there for a while. Let's talk about it. And every single day, because I've made some videos, I've gotten really good feedbacks, and then I do this whole thing of, oh gosh, my life in a shambles right now. Like, what you heap of stress and something I go through and them kind of way. I'm out here to tell people about to pray and read them Bible and take a minute and all them kind of sitting there. And I immediately do from week a ball. All I've been doing all week is crying. Just crying. I didn't pray. I didn't read my Bible. So yes, I'm going to feel like a fraud. But that should not be the case, because I am helping somebody. And if crying works for me, then crying just works for me. That does not make me a fraud, that I would choose to tell somebody, pray, take a breath, treat yourself to something. I'm not a fraud for giving people that advice and then me turn around and go ball. Don't do any of that. Because if that was working for me in the moment, in this moment that I'm having a cry moment, then I guess I would be doing it. But the fact that I'm not praying or I'm not treating myself to something right now, that is not the help that I need. The crying is what I need, and that does not make me a fraud. I had to come to the realization with all of that. So I'm definitely going to start putting myself out there. I'm gonna find a way to make these videos a little bit shorter though, because some of us have attention deficit disorder and stuff, and we don't want to be sitting, going through a video that's this long. So I'm gonna find ways, again, I am putting down this whole imposter syndrome and putting myself out there. And whenever it pops up that, or somebody come to me and tell me something that's negative or whatnot and have me feeling again like I am an imposter, no, I have this video to go back to. I have my book right here to go back to know that being able to help somebody else and give advice or give whatever else they need while I'm falling apart or while I'm still trying to figure it out does not make me an imposter, and that does not make me a bad person. Okay? And the same goes for you. When you're putting yourself out there and just operating in certain spaces, even spaces that you're not qualified for, or you're just there because you're curious, or or you just feel like you belong there, that does not make you an imposter, and it does not make you a fraud. And again, whenever it comes up, just ask yourself, why is it that I'm feeling like an imposter? Why is it that I feel like I don't belong here? Why is it I feel like I'm not qualified, to be doing this? And I think the answers to those questions will be able to help you to shrug that off and continue on your journey of whatever it is that you are looking to step into. Okay? So let's do this. Let's start the platform and just have conversations and learn from each other. Okay? Let's talk about this.